Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Canal Algérie News, and these are our top stories. The national football team leading Group T qualifies for the second round of the FIFA 2025 Arab Cup in Qatar after defeating Iraq 2-0. Strengthening the bonds of friendship and cooperation between Algeria and Slovakia. The official inauguration of the Algerian embassy in Bratislava took place this Tuesday. A joint declaration was signed to define priorities of bilateral cooperation. During our audition, we will shed the light also on the third FinTech and Green Open Innovation Challenge, connecting startups and major companies to boost financial innovation and promote Algerian progress internationally. Morocco house demolition shattered the moral and hopes of working class, and the Makhzen regime practices exacerbate tension and violate human dignity. Welcome back. We start our edition with sport and this brilliant victory of our national team at the FIFA Arab Cup 2025. Indeed, Algeria finished on the top of the table, outclassing Iraq both in performance and score lines with a 2-0 score at Doha Khalifa International Stadium. Algerian fans, for their part, were very, very present and generated a vibrant electric atmosphere in the stadium, making of the game a true standout moment.
بواسطة القناص، بواسطة من كان لعب بشكل رائع جدا باتجاه ياسين، وقف عليها وروضها بشكل رائع ياسين، التوغل ثم العرضية خطيرة، الثاني جول 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 الثاني للمنتخب الجزائري، الثاني لمحاربي الصحراء، من مبدع فوق أرضية الميدان بالنيران الصديقة، ثاني أهداف المحاربين الذين لم يأتوا.
The Prime Minister Sifi Riyeb chaired a governmental meeting aiming to study the presidential executive decree draft discussing the national system for data governance in the framework of establishing a legal basis for management of public data security. Following the instruction of the President of the Republic, Ahmed Tebboune, the last Council of the Ministers on November the 13th, the proposals regarding the pensions and retirement benefits assessment were reevaluated and will be presented during the next Council of Ministers for a final decision. As part of the digital transformation, the government listened to 3 presentations on the result of the strategic projects undertaken in this area, including the first national data center and its entry into service, creating the national database for easier decision-making. Furthermore, as part of the follow-up of the structural projects of the government, heard a presentation on the progress made to complete the exit linking the highway east-west in the port of Janjan in the province of Jijil and Al-Ilma in the province of Sétif. On behalf of the President of the Republic, the Minister of State, Minister of Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad and African Affairs, Ahmed Attaf, attended the inauguration ceremony of the Algerian embassy in Bratislava. Slovakia followed by many meetings, including one with the Slovak Minister of Foreign and European Affairs, Juraj Balnar. Menal Bugra with the details.
Minister of State, Minister of Foreign Affairs Ahmed Attaf visited Bratislava, the capital of Slovakia, which is an important step to discuss the future of bilateral relations between the two countries. During his visit, Attaf paid an official visit to the Algerian embassy in Bratislava in a diplomatic move that reflects the upward momentum in friendly relations and cooperation between the two countries.
A presence that speaks volume of the importance that Slovakia attaches to the strengthening and deepening of its bilateral relations with my country, Algeria. And I am deeply pleased and truly honored to begin the program of my visit to Slovakia.
The Algerian minister held several meetings during his visit, including one with the Prime Minister of Slovakia, during which the two sides discussed friendship and cooperation between the two parties, which is based on the strong political will that characterizes the leadership between both countries. Minister Attaf also had discussions with the Slovak Minister of Foreign and European Affairs, during which they discussed ways of bilateral cooperation and strengthening coordination on regional and international issues of common interest. These discussions resulted in the signing of a joint declaration aimed to setting priorities for bilateral cooperation and determining the common goal roadmap.
أن الإعلان المشترك الذي وقعنا عليه.
The joint declaration we signed today and the joint roadmap embodies our shared ambition to build strong economic relations. I salute Slovakia's position on the Palestinian cause and its support to the rights of the Palestinian people of establishing their independent state. Similarly, I would like to also salute Slovakia for its position on Western Sahara, particularly its support of the Sahrawi people's rights to self-determination in accordance with the United Nations resolutions.
بتقرير مصيره وفقا لقرارات الأمم المتحدة.
On the sidelines of his visit, Ahmed Attaf met with numerous members of the Algerian community residing in Slovakia, where he listened with interest to their concerns, stressing the importance of their contribution to strengthening human ties between Algerians and Slovaks.
On behalf of the President of the Republic, Al-Majid Tebboune, the Minister of State, Minister of Foreign Affairs, National Community Abroad and African Affairs, Ahmed Attaf, arrived this Tuesday evening to the Greek capital, Athens, on an official visit. This visit is as a part of the effort of both countries to strengthen cooperation and friendly relations and to consolidate the consultation and coordination given non-permanent membership of Algeria and Greece in the United Nations Security Council. In the innovation segment, the third edition of the FinTech and Green Pen Innovation Challenge brings together startups and major companies around digital solutions for the financial sector. This edition highlights FinTech, InsurTech and cyber security. Najatia.
The Hadira Tech has positioned itself as a driving force in Algeria's fast-moving digital landscape, powering the shift from bold ideas to tangible businesses by delivering targeted training, mentorship, and technical expertise. The incubator and the accelerator equip startups with the essential tools to thrive, especially in advancing the digital transformation of financial services. This program took place in 3 stages. The first was the call for the startups. The second was an accelerated support program led by a specialized scientific committee for startups. The third part was the organization of the final event on December 7th, 8th and 9th, where project holders presented their solutions to our partner companies. 8 startups pitched their projects to major partners, showcasing amazing ideas in FinTech, InsurTech, and cybersecurity. Following the challenge, 2 standout teams were selected and backed to advance cutting-edge solutions in FinTech and Green Tech, underscoring the event's drive for high-impact innovation.
I had the honor and the pleasure of winning first place in the Open Innovation Challenge organized by the Hadira Tech. The system I proposed during this challenge is related to fraud detection and banking transactions using artificial intelligence.
En utilisant de l'intelligence artificielle. On est des lauréats aujourd'hui.
I had the honor and pleasure of winning today's Green Shake Challenge with our software, which is a digital platform for calculating companies' carbon footprint. It's designed for businesses and consultants who carry out carbon footprint assessments for enterprises.
The rising ambition of the Algerian startups to redefine tomorrow's financial services was unmistakable, further reinforcing open innovation as a cornerstone of the national ecosystem.
In the same framework, Algerian startups owners are still in Ljubljana for better understanding of the entrepreneurial atmosphere abroad. Many meetings took place with major innovative tech and science experts, creating a true impact on the Algerian part. Report by Miriam Demis, taken up by Menal Boubacar.
Continuing their series of meetings, the Algerian startup founders visited Actua IT, a Slovenian company specializing in IT services that support numerous organizations in their digital transformation. The visit provided an opportunity to see firsthand the infrastructure and technological solutions developed by the company.
Let's say that we still believe that startups are a good way when you have to revitalize something, you think about success and how to be successful in the long term, not just, in the starting up. So that's my message.
For their second meeting of the day, they visited the Institute of Information Science in Maribor to understand its key role in scientific information management. They were able to explore the equipment and technical environments that structure these activities.
So we are in charge of HPC Vega, so the biggest supercomputer in Slovenia that we operate together with our friends from ESE and Arnes. And today I presented my project about artificial intelligence and the use of different machine learning models to create artificial enzymes and proteins.
Mon expérience avec ACEP était très enrichissante.
My experience with ASAP was very enriching. We saw the different experiences of Slovenian startups, which are practically the same as the Algerian ones. We share the same challenges and the same objectives. Personally, I have a well-defined action plan that I will put in place once in Algeria.
En Algérie que je mettrai volontiers en action.
Ces visites ont été bénéfiques pour nous.
These visits are beneficial for us. I work in e-commerce and I was able to take advantage of new experiences and new methods to improve my process.
Nouvelles méthodes pour améliorer mes processus.
These meetings that offer startups new ideas, inspiring solutions and a better understanding of the Slovenian technological ecosystem allow the Algerian startup owners to create their own vision while adapting it to their local context.
We've learned on Tuesday the devastating news this Tuesday of the passing of the retired journalist, commentator and presenter of sport program at the NTV, Abdelhafid Shaib, known for his professionalism. Shaib passed away after a long fight with his illness. Under these sadness circumstances, the Director General of the Communication at the Presidency of the Republic presents his sincere condolences and expresses the utmost compassion to both the media family and the family of the deceased. The Director General of the Algerian television, Mohamed Baghali, also communicates his sincere condolences to Abdelhafid Shaib's family and his close ones. May Allah grant peace to his soul. In Morocco, families and neighbours are yet being forcibly evicted, facing destruction and oppression, while their pleas for help are totally ignored. Details with Najah Diyar.
Amid a fragile social reality, an entire family stands amidst the ruins of their home, silently entering the arbitrary decisions of the Mahsen regime. With the weight of oppression pressing down on a low-income household, they are left with no choice but to submit to the harsh reality. Imagine if it were your wife or daughter here. We've never dealt with anything like this. They just showed up and kicked us out, didn't even wait for my husband to come home. Our neighbor was forcibly evicted from his own home, which he owned long before we even lived here. This is a blatant act of injustice. The demolition did more than tear down concrete walls. It shattered the community's sense of social security. The citizens' repeated complaints fall on deaf ears as daily pleas for help continue to go unanswered by the Mahsen authorities. We woke up surrounded by forces, enough to make it seem like we had committed a crime. They threatened us to leave with no way to communicate with anyone. Facing their fate alone, the Moroccan people found themselves between the ruins of their homes and their unheeded cries.
On International Human Rights Day, international organizations and demonstrations in support of Sahrawi people's rights reaffirmed in a show of solidarity their unwavering support for the Sahrawi people and their right to self-determination. Details with Rania Al-Bahri.
On Human Rights Day, international organizations and human rights groups remind the Moroccan occupier of the delayed lesson about Western Sahara, which is still under occupation. This day feels heavy for a system that builds reality on repression, deprivation, and daily violation. These violations have been documented throughout the year by human rights organizations, such as the Coordination Mechanism for Activism in the occupied city of Laayoune, the Sahara Association of Human Rights Defenders, CODISA, and the Sahrawi Human Rights Group in the occupied city of Tantan. All these groups agreed to continue fighting against the violence and terror practiced by the Moroccan occupation. At the same time, the streets of Western Sahara show the courage of a people who carry patience on their faces a people who always wanted freedom, who defend their legitimate rights, and who refuse the systematic repression and punishment against Sahrawi civilians and anyone who speaks against injustice. There is growing international support for the UN's legal position. More countries and organizations stand with these people who remain strong in their fight for their historical and legal right to self-determination and independence.
That was it for tonight. On behalf of all the team that made this broadcast possible, I do thank you for watching us. Stay tuned on Canal Algérie. Bye for now.